This is the studio. This is where we write. Our consultants, the girls, they're contemplating the next song now. So this is what we do.
Too much to do, a list of shoulds, just a normal day. All I need to clear my head is a little time away. Just unwind, maybe meditate. So,
Why not?
so anyway, we had some friends who came back from vacation, and they were talking to us about how they were so disappointed in the way everything worked out. They said nothing happened the way they thought it would, and really wasn't as relaxing as
It's
they
a shame
hoped.
that people have expectations about their vacations and that there's so much pressure put on vacations instead of it just kind of being calmer and
everybody
more
works
relaxing
way too
all the
hard.
time.
There's way too much stress. Everybody is, I have no idea what I'm going to say.
People work hard and they play hard. The problem is they play hard expecting that to balance with the hard work, and what they were expressing was that there wasn't balance, that they didn't feel replenished at the end of the vacation, and they didn't feel like they could go back to work renewed
My
and
last
refreshed.
respite had my hopes set, thought that I'd revive my spirit. Instead I added to my growing list of bad vacations.
Actually impacts the outcome, because there's so much pressure. You know, if we have expectations, then we sort of are planning ahead to the outcome instead of letting things set unfold. A huge possibility for disappointment.
So I agree with everything she says. We always start with whatever happens, and if somebody comes in and says something to us, then it can become a story, but then it gets turned inward, and we talk about what that has we had that are unrealistic, and where do we find disappointments that we don't really need to have, that we could do things differently and not
As
have
we talked
that
about it, we were looking for a story, and Emerson remembered a visit to his grandfather's house when he was a kid. And
one of the consultants. So we were talking about Grandpa. We were trying to think what is a metaphor for this thing of winding up, cranking up too many expectations.
you told me that your visits to your grandfather were
I was
interesting
going to the
because
kitchen and there was an old mantel clock. Are you listening to me or paying attention to the dog?
I was doing that.
It was not a pretty sight. Linoleum floor. Anyway, it was. I'd go to the kitchen. There's this mantel clock ticking away. It's the only sound you heard in the house. And I imagine that when we weren't there, nothing happened in the house. Grandpa would come in and he would wind it up, and always kept it. That's really what the expectations are like. That if we just keep winding them up tighter and tighter, then you know.
keep winding up expectations and we don't let them unwind, then there isn't balance. You don't have the balance between, but in life we have a tendency to overwind and then not to
let your expectations wind down, and there were no expectations, and you just really enjoyed what happened, what came along. You may anticipate things, you may still hope for things and get excited about things, but you don't necessarily have it wound up.
I read a book a few
tight.
years ago called Loving What Is, and what is it about whatever's happening in our lives that is there at the moment, for the moment, because of where we are.
Maybe if I try to see things as they are instead. That was the beginning of the song. The rest is history. It's a video that we've done. So this is somewhat experimental. We're trying to explain to ourselves why we do this.
So this is for our benefit as much as anything, and we'll look at this and we will
Isn't
edit.
everything for our benefit? Really?
Abby is not putting in any opinions about all
You can't see her now because she's asleep on my lap.
She fell asleep. I hope
So-
you're not sleeping. Or maybe I do hope you're sleeping.
Might
Maybe
be-
you've
This might
unwound.
be more acceptable to you if you're asleep.
I was thinking in terms of unwinding. If
Oh,
it
yes,
helps somebody
unwind.
to unwind,
Perfect. Excellent.
I have a feeling we're going to be redoing this.
So what else?
again.
What else do you want to
Ready
talk
to
about? Sign off. Okay, signing off for now. We'll catch you later.
What if all my restless spinning is really in my head, rather than just the way it is? Nothing good, nothing bad, just the way it is.